Hey, this is Neil Morse, and you're listening to The Dark Melody.
Oh,
Okay,
there you are.
there
Yeah.
you are.
How are you, Neil?
Good, very good.
So my name is Alejandro. I'm from Uruguay, Latin America. Truly an honor to talk with you. I've been a follower of your work, of your projects, and your life journey as well for many years. So your story has always been an inspiration to me. So thank you so much for being here with me.
Well, you're welcome, man. It's good to be here.
Yeah, sorry if I am a little nervous because this is like a dream interview for me. So
Oh,
hope you can understand. And I don't know if you can see me or no.
no,
Okay. So, but then the
sorry.
name of my platform of my channel is called The Dark
Ah,
Melody. It's inspired by your song. So that alone
okay,
should tell you how your music means to me. So there you go.
right. Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. So we're here to talk about your new band, your new project Cosmic Cathedral. So it's a project
Great.
that brings you together with several legendary musicians and close friends. So can you tell me more how this project came to life and how you all agreed to move forward with it?
Yeah, well, it's a pretty cool story, I guess. It's a very prog story. I went to see the Steve Hackett band play at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville last November,
Mhm.
and went to greet Steve before the show. And I go into the dressing room, and Steve and Chester are sitting there talking. And of course, they played together for many years. Steve and I have done a few things together, but not as close as he and Chester. So I was kind of a fly on the wall, just listening to them talk about things, and that was really cool. Anyway, I really enjoyed the show. The band, Steve's band, Steve and the band, and I sat near where Chester was, and we struck up a little conversation. And then, as I was driving away, I felt inside. I heard the still small voice say, "You should do something with him."
Mhm.
And so I contacted Steve a little while later and got his email address. And anyway, we had Chester and I had lunch. And after lunch, he said, "Hey, you want to come to my place and jam?" And so I was like, "Sure." And so we went to his place, and he had a keyboard set up, a Korg Trike, I think,
Mhm.
and in the same room as his drums. And I'm thinking, wow, well, we'll never hear a keyboard room. Playing through a little PA, I think, or through his recording rig. If he's playing drums, we'll never hear a keyboard.
Yeah.
And but he plays very that day anyway. Of course, he was hitting harder when recording the album, but he was playing very light, very he has kind of a jazz back, so he was
Yeah.
playing lighter. We had a great time just jamming. We jammed for I don't know, a little over an hour, and then I left. I left thinking there's something here. There was some stuff that we did even that in that jam. I felt like there was some things that came up that were really, really good. Anyway, that was how it started, and then we started talking about, hey, you want to make a record?
Mhm.
And we both decided that we did. Felt like something was in it,
Yeah, I've been
and
listening to the record. It's called the Deep Water, right? It's coming out in April. It's an
yes,
amazing record, and you can really feel the chemistry between all of you. So,
yeah.
how will you differentiate this album and the band from your previous projects and collaborations?
Well, it has such a unique flavor.
Mhm.
Every musician has his own flavor, his own personality to bring
Mhm.
to the party, and these guys definitely bring a very unique flavor. I think it was Chester's initial idea to talk Phil. I don't know if it was mine or Chester's, and then we were talking about bass players, and I don't know if it was Chester or Phil that suggested Byron, but I had a really good feeling about it right from the beginning, and it was last January of 24, that we first all four got together and we jammed here, and I think that's really when we felt like, okay, wow, this is a really special tell. And
Nice.
yeah, so I think it's unique because of what it is, the time that you write different things at different times of your life,
Mhm.
and this particular collaboration is just its own kettle of fish.
Yeah. So this album has like a centerpiece, that your big epic, like it's called Deep Water Suite, and it spans 38 minutes, but it's divided into multiple tracks, right? So what led you to make that decision? Because when it comes to progressive music, do you personally prefer long single track suites, or do you find it more effective to break it into smaller parts?
Well, this one was 38 minutes. And I just felt like that was just it as a listener, for myself. I felt like, well, I would like to be able to navigate in it,
Hmm.
so So sometimes we'll leave them, it depends on how long it is. I feel like the Deep Water Suite, you can enjoy the sections separately. You can. Some pieces you feel like, oh, they've got to listen to the whole thing to really get it.
Yeah.
So it's all of those kind of creative decisions go into deciding.
Yeah, me being like a big prog guy, I prefer the long songs. Like I can't imagine like for example your song The Door, break it into smaller parts. I wouldn't imagine it, but maybe it makes sense now with Deep Water. So yeah. So what's the vision behind Cosmic Cathedral? What is it intended to be a long-term band or more of a one-time collaboration? Do you have a planning to go on tour with these bands? What are your plans?
Well, we're definitely doing Morse Fest America on October 17th of this year. That's for sure. Everything else, we're praying about it. We're talking about it. We're putting out feelers about different festivals and things. And so far, we don't have anything in the books, but we're open. And we're just taking it one step at a time. We'll see. I know I'd love to play with those guys more. I'd love to just be together more. It's really one of the great things about band is the fellowship, the time together. I really enjoy that with the Resonance, with the young guys band, and with Cosmic Cathedral, with the NEAL MORSE band, with all of with Flying Colors. I mean, the bummer about when you're not doing anything is like, man, I miss those guys. I miss So for me, there's a lot of that. There's some personal thing. But we got together. Me and the Cosmic Cathedral guys had lunch last. Oh, actually, it was this week. It was earlier, and signed stuff. We got together, had some Thai food, and did a signing session of things we're giving away and all that promo stuff. And I'm sure we'll do that again. And it's just great to be together.
Yeah, man. And you mentioned that you have a lot of musicians and friends to collaborate too. You're involved in many new projects and bands all the time. It's one of the things I admire about you is you're constantly working, constantly evolving, surrounding yourself with many fine musicians. So could you tell me the current status, a brief update on your other projects outside Cosmic Cathedral, mainly now the Resonance, NEAL MORSE band, Flying Colors, anything you want to share with?
Yeah, well, the Resonance band, I've decided to call that because it's just too long to say. I'm calling NEAL MORSE and the Resonance NMR.
Okay.
So NMR is we're doing our warm-up gig tonight at my church, just kind of like, hey, come to our dress rehearsal kind of thing, because we're playing next week. We're doing our very first show at the Cruise to the Edge pre-cruise party in Miami. And so we're getting ready for that. And it's an interesting time of my life, I've got to tell you. I didn't really plan, for it to be this way, but there's just, like I'm doing interviews for Cosmic Cathedral, and we're talking about future plans with that. And then I'm, practicing my parts. I mean, this was just yesterday. Did interviews for Cosmic Cathedral, and then I was in between that. I was practicing for tonight, playing the Resonance music. I've also written some singer-songwriter stuff, and in the morning I was doing fretless bass on some of my singer-songwriter stuff. And then I had a God Smuggler meeting in the afternoon about the second act of God Smuggler, which we're going to be working on in Houston in May. Then there's also the Resonance Flower Kings shows in June. And I'm also doing some really interesting solo gigs. This one at the Midsummer Prague in the Netherlands is really interesting because the promoter is flying Eric Gillette and Royna Stolt and Ross Jennings and Jonas Reingold, and all these people are going to come and play with me. And so we're going to jam, and we'll play some songs, but we're going to do some jamming. I think it's going to be a really cool, magical thing. I'm really looking forward to that. And and then Morse Fest in the fall. I don't really have much of anything but the Radiant School scheduled over the summer. In July, people can come to my studio and learn from myself and Jerry Guidros about how we record and write. So lots of stuff on the table.
Always lots of moving pieces with you. So
I really enjoy it. I just hope it doesn't confuse people. Like,
no,
I just can't keep track of all this stuff.
The true fans keep track, believe me. I'm one of those people. So
All right.
like many people, my gateway to your music was your collaboration with Mike Portnoy, right? I was there a couple of years ago when you did your first Morfest in Europe, in the Netherlands, and
Oh,
when you
cool.
asked like how many are you here because of Mike Portnoy, I was one of raising your hands. So now that Mike is back with Dream Theater, right? What are the chances we'll see the two of you working together again, collaborating together?
Oh, I think we're gonna keep doing stuff. I feel like I think we all feel like that'll be a good thing. It's been such a fruitful collaboration, and I'm looking forward to doing more stuff with him in the future. I just don't know when that's gonna.
Yeah, it's been more difficult now, but I'm hoping you can get together again because the chemistry between you two is something amazing. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, it's really been a blessed thing. It's kind of mind-boggling how many albums. You know,
yeah,
he's made more albums. We've made more albums together than he's made with Dream Theater.
yeah. Of course, if you count the live albums, I think it's like 50 albums together. Is unbelievable.
It's crazy.
So
Yeah.
you mentioned that next week you're gonna be on the cruise to the edge pre-party and also on the cruise as well. So it's gonna be my first cruise to the edge. So I'm very excited to be there.
Oh, great. Great,
Yeah,
great, great.
we're gonna meet in person, hopefully. So
Yeah.
I was feeling when you announced at the pre-party with the Resonance, right? It's gonna be like you said, like kind of your first show with the Resonance. So
Yes.
what can fans expect of the performance? I imagine are you playing the new album, right? But I don't know if you're gonna play stuff from your previous records. What can we expect?
Well, the time slot is not long.
Okay.
So our time slot is an hour and 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty much the No Hill album.
Mm-hmm.
And but you can expect to see a great live band with young guys that you've never seen before that are gonna, I think, really surprise you.
Yeah. Yeah. Look.
I'm having such a good time
Mm-hmm.
being with them, playing with them. In fact, right after this interview, I'm going to go over and we're going to be setting up and practicing for tonight's warm-up show. So yeah, it's a great young band, and I think you guys are going to love it.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that I'm also doing 2 shows with the trio on the cruise.
Yeah.
So I have the trio music I've got to get it.
Yeah, yesterday they posted the running order, and I think you're doing like a worship service as well. One of the mornings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Try to be there in all of your events. So it's been quite a while since your last visit to Latin America, no? Where I'm from. If I'm not mistaken, your most recent tour here was when you released The Similitude of a Dream with the NEAL MORSE band. So I think it was like 2017 when you came here.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think has prevented you from returning since then? Do you see a tour happening anytime in the near future in the region with Cosmic Cathedral or with other bands? How do you see about that?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't really even thought about that. A lot of we have to get really good money, honestly, to be able to afford to do a lot of these things. So it's difficult to at the level where I am now. Transatlantic drew better, and so you could do more. You can play more places the more resources there are. I'm just being honest. I haven't even sought it out though. I kind of prefer. I really like. I don't like to do too much live show stuff. I really love writing. I think writing is my main squeeze, so to speak, my main gift.
Yeah.
And so I like to be home writing more than I am playing live.
Of
also.
course. Yeah, you're releasing like 3 or 4 albums a year, so the math adds up with that. So, with everything that's been happening to you over the last couple of years, of decades, musically, personally, maybe spiritually too, many fans wonder if there may be a testimony 3 on the near horizon to complete like the trilogy. Is that something you ever seriously consider, or what do you think?
Testimony 3. Yeah. I'll pray about it, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'll pray about it. I mean, there's so much to say about what God's done in my life since then. I mean, I think the first 2 testimony albums are dealing with all the things that happened in the first 5 or 6 years of my walk with God. So there's a lot there to draw from.
Yeah, I always imagine like if there's a testimony tree, it may be spanning your like your last 20 years of your life, of your career, of your connection with God. So there's many things to say there. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can see that anytime in the near future, or
Yeah.
maybe like down the road, like I don't know, 10 or 15 years from now, like a epic record for closing your career. I don't know. I imagine all sorts of things.
Wow. Okay.
We always like to ask on interviews, like, what kind of music are you listening to? If you follow current artists, or if you're more like a classic music guy, what currently are you listening to?
What currently am I listening to? If I go in to put on a record, if my wife's home, then I'll put on John Mayer or something like that. If people are over and we're just kind of hanging and talking, I'll probably put on some jazz, like maybe Miles Davis. If no one's around and I want to listen to something, man, it just depends. Sometimes people have given me things that I want to listen to. Phil Keaggy gave me his legacy set of like 7 LPs, and so I've been listening to Phil Keaggy, which is wonderful. What else have I been pulling out? I listened to Wind in the Wuthering, Genesis, on vinyl recently. Also, I've been getting into a Genesis thing, like the early Phil era, like Trick of the Tail. And yeah, what else have I been listening to? Let me think here. Well, mostly I've been listening to all the music that I need to learn.
Yeah.
I've been listening to the NMR stuff, and I've been listening to the singer-songwriter stuff that I've.
It's amazing. How do you prepare for a show? Maybe sometimes you do like 3-hour shows, maybe at Morfest. And how do you prepare for something like epic like that? Because you need to. One of the philosophies of Morfest is like not repeating songs or not repeating albums, things like that. And how do you keep up with so many music, new music and old music? It's like it's something, right? It's something to behold.
Well, I'm really thankful, and especially, as you get older, you become more and more present to, I'm not always going to be able to do this. I'm not always going to have the presence of mind that's going to remember all this stuff, And then at Morse Fest, we'll add the Saturday morning Inner Circle concert, a whole nother set of stuff, But I'm just really thankful that for the most part, I don't get lost in the music usually. I know it pretty well, and I drill it. I drill the lyrics, like almost like an actor would drill lyrics that's going to go do a play or something. I'll drill the lines, and in fact, I need to do that for tonight. But yeah, it's a thing, trying to remember everything. A lot of people say that. How do you guys remember all that stuff?
Yeah, I know. I don't know how you guys do it, but you pull it off, and you pull it off perfectly. So it's amazing. Just to close up the interview, maybe when I was at the Morfest in Europe in 2023, this was my only Morfest. Hope I can do it again in the future. But I don't know if that particular shows is gonna be released as a Blu-ray, DVD, whatever, because I would really like to have this show because I was present. But do you know if there are any plans to release it someday?
But there isn't, but it was filmed and it was recorded.
I remember that it was recorded because, it
So
will be
it
a
could
shame
be.
that it got lost, but someday maybe you can release it.
Yeah. Well, releasing stuff is challenging unless you just use the live switch and the live mix. Because if you get into the multi-track and mixing and then fixing things up and re-editing, you're talking $25,000
Okay.
of costs. You know what I mean? I mean, if to spruce one of those things up and then get a Blu-ray authored and all the stuff like we do for the frontline releases. So, generally there isn't enough demand to do another one if there's one of that concert, which of course there is, the one American. But that one we did at the Border Eye, man, that was special, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a very intimate show. You felt the connection with it. Also, the Inner Circle show was very special.
Yeah.
All your family
It sure
was present there, so it was a truly amazing moment for me and a highlight on my live shows ever. So yeah.
Well, praise the Lord. I'm glad to hear that, man. That's awesome.
So Neil, thank you so much. It's been like I said, a dream interview for me to have been able to do this with you, and so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. This was amazing for me. So thank you.
Oh, well, you're very welcome, and I'll see you on the ship.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. So it's gonna be amazing.
That's gonna be amazing.
Thank you, man. It's been amazing. See you next
You're
week.
welcome. All right, man. God bless you. Have a good one.
Bless you too. Bye.
Safe travels.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.